Welcome back to the second day of online teaching. Today is March 25th, 2020. It's a Wednesday. This is our agenda for today. We will go over some vocabulary words that you need to understand. The reading. I will read a poster for you about baseball. That's what you will be reading today. I will help you determine or figure out some of the 5 W's, and the rest you will answer by yourself. And I will tell you what activity you will do today. You will do some research, and I will talk more about that later. Okay? So, these are some of the words that you guys need to know to understand the reading for today. The first word is baseball. So let me just show you. This is a baseball. Okay. So that's what you will be reading today. Enthusiast means that you are a fan of something. So for example, you can say, I am a baseball enthusiast, okay? Or I am a car enthusiast. So when we are talking about fan, it means that, you are interested in it, you really like it, okay? Testimonial are positive or good things that people say about a company, or let's say a product. Okay, so for example, if I really like Toyota cars, I would write a testimonial and then send it to the company and tell my friends about it. When I talk about my experience of having a Toyota car, that's a testimonial. Okay, immersion is basically you experience everything about something. So for example, when we say a language immersion, you are living in that country. You are speaking the language all the time because you hear it all the time, and you are forced to speak it because no one else speaks English in that country. So that's an immersion. Okay. So now we will be looking at the reading for today. This is actually a poster. I had to type it, so the pictures I didn't include because the important thing you need to know are the words and what they mean. Okay, so the title of the reading is Spend the Night at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. So I just want to show you guys what Hall of Fame means and where is Cooperstown, New York, in case you are wondering. So if we go over here, this is Cooperstown, New York, over here. This is the map of New York, just some cities. New York City is down here. Syracuse is another city that you guys may have heard of, and Albany is here. So Cooperstown is somewhere here. Okay. Hall of Fame. Basically, Sports Hall of Fame is you have your picture, your name, what you are good at. If you're in the Hall of Fame for anything, could be science, sports, that means you're very good in that field. Okay, you are the best. So in the Basketball Hall of Fame, you might see Michael Jordan there because he's really good in what he does. Okay, so let's start reading this now. Spend the night at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. With your class or organization, you can spend the night in the Hall of Fame plaque gallery. So this is the plaque gallery over here. Watch a baseball game in the Bullpen Theater. See the film The Baseball Experience in the Grandstand Theater. Explore the museum after regular hours. After regular hours means when people are not there anymore, okay, when they close. This opportunity allows young baseball enthusiasts to learn about their sport in a unique way. And we will read 3 testimonials by some teenagers that have visited this place. Spending the night at the Hall of Fame was awesome. It was total immersion in baseball history. Juan S., age 13, from Tupelo, Mississippi. I never really appreciated baseball before, but seeing all the exhibits after dark with the other tourists was amazing. Leo B, age 13, Queens, New York. I'll quickly show you guys what an exhibit is, because when you go to any museum, there are exhibits. Okay, so I actually want to show you guys what that is. So these are exhibits, things that you see in the museum. You can see pictures or some words, sometimes real things you can see but not really touch. So those are examples of exhibits. So Leo is saying that he liked the exhibits that he saw. The next one is the exhibit on women in baseball was great, and I loved the movie. I felt like I learned so much, but it was really fun too. Let's check that out. Susan L, age 12, from Portland, Oregon. So we'll talk about the 5 W's in the reading. Remember, there's a who, where, what, when, and why. So the who, we can say, is people from the Baseball Hall of Fame. Where, that's easy, Cooperstown, New York. Okay, so we can say a Hall of Fame museum in Cooperstown, New York. Now, the what and the when, if you can find it, and the why. Why is you will make an educated guess. Okay, basically, why do people go to the Hall of Fame museum? Okay, so these 3 you have to answer on your own. You have to send the answers to me as a message on Instagram. The other things that you have to answer from the reading: what does testimonial mean? I actually explained this. Should people believe in testimonials? Why? That's another thing that you have to answer. What part of the poster supports the idea that the overnight trip is fun? Find a sentence that tell you that the overnight trip is fun. Would you like to spend the night at the Baseball Hall of Fame? Explain. So you can just say yes because or no because. For the last one, students spend the night at the Baseball Hall of Fame in trios or threes. Is this true or false? Find evidence from the text. So just find a sentence from the reading that tells you if this is true or not. So all of these questions you have to send me as a message on Instagram. The other thing that we are talking about today is softball. There's a research activity that I want you guys to do. So I'm going to give you guys an example of how it should look like. So for the research that I chose, and this is an example, pick another sport. It could be basketball, football, swimming, tennis, whatever it is that you're interested in. Okay. So for this one, I chose softball. First, before I tell you the history of it, what is the difference between softball and baseball? Because some people, wonder or ask. Softball has a bigger ball, 12 inches, and baseball's ball is only 9 inches in circumference. Softball is played on a smaller field. The pitching circle is 43 feet from the plate. In baseball, it is 60 feet from the plate. So I'll explain what pitching is and plate. If we go back to Google, this is pitching, how you throw the ball. So the pitcher is the person who throws the ball. And then the plate is here. This is where you throw the ball, and then after you throw it, you run around. Okay? So baseball and softball have the same rules, but the difference is the ball and how big the field is and the pitching circle. So there are 3 things that are different about the sport. Between the two sports, I mean. Okay, history of baseball. So this is what I research. I want you guys to do the same for whatever sport you've chosen. So let me read this to you. Softball was invented at the Farragut Boat Club in November 1887 in Chicago, Illinois. Yale and Harvard alumni is a word that means old students. Like you went to that school, you graduated or finished, and you are called an alumni, okay? We're waiting for the results of the Harvard-Yale football game. When they found out that Yale defeated Harvard 17-8, that means they beat or they won. One Yale supporter picked up an old boxing glove and threw it at a nearby Harvard alumni. George Hancock, a reporter for the Chicago Board of Trade, called out, "Play ball!" And the first softball game commenced or started. They used a broom handle instead of a baseball bat during this impromptu or on-the-spot game. Softball became known as indoor baseball, but now people play softball outside or outdoors as well. Okay, so what are the 5 W's in that reading? So I can say the Harvard and Yale alumni. We have George Hancock. He was a reporter. And then what? We can say the start or invention of softball, where they said Chicago, Illinois. And then when there was actually a year. If we go back, it's November 1887. Okay, so November 1887. So the how, you can add the how when you answer this for whatever sport you chose. So you can say they used, what did they use? An old boxing glove, and then also a broom handle as a bat. Okay, so let's put that here. They used an old boxing glove and a broom handle as a bat. They played inside. Why? It's not really clear why, but we can say, I guess, George Hancock, he kind of started it. He said he called out play ball, and then people decided, okay, why not? Maybe we should play. Okay, so George Hancock called play ball, and the game started. Okay, so I answered my 5 W's and 1 H from the reading. So what you have to do now, first you have to answer the questions about the reading Spend the Night at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. So that's the first thing you have to do. So basically you have to answer the rest of the 3 W's and then the reading comprehension 1, 2, 3, and 4. After you do that, and after you send it as a message to me on Instagram, you will research about the history of a sport you like. So basically this. And then the information that you find, you have to send it to me as a message. After that, you would do the 5 W's and 1 H from the research that you have done. Okay? So after you do the research, find the 5 W's from what you've researched, and then you send all of this to me as a message on Instagram. So remember, you have until 5 p.m. to send it to me. I will check all of your work. Every Friday, I would also call your parents to tell them what work you are missing or what work you haven't done. So make sure that you give everything to me by 5 p.m. so you can get a good grade and I won't have to call your parents. I will catch up with you guys again tomorrow for another online teaching. Have a good one.